Hey friends, hey, this is Blake, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you guys are here. I've just been trying to make a couple of videos here today for my channel, and just sharing thoughts that I'm having. And one of the thoughts I had today was, be your partner's biggest cheerleader, be her biggest supporter. In my past relationship, she loved skincare, and I had the first no clue about skincare whatsoever, but I knew that was so important for her. So I was like, hey, let's go shopping. Let's go get you some skincare. Let's go get those things, that's important to her. So if your partner is into something, whether it's, she's a mud wrestling pigs, by gosh, you go and cheer her on. You want her to be the best pig wrestler in the world, right? Just encourage her and be a cheerleader to her. But I want her to know or teach her that she will never ever have to worry about you letting her fail. Okay, you're always going to have her back. You're always going to be her biggest cheerleader, and you're never going to let her fail. Okay, you're not going to let her fail in her career. You're not going to let her fail in her personal life, in her relationship with you. You want to make sure she knows that you always got her back, and you're always going to be lifting her up and cheering her on and being her biggest supporter. And I think that is really another part of relationships, y'all. It's not just love. It's also being her biggest encourager, her biggest cheerleader. And it might be going back to why I make some of those little videos I make, those little voice messages while I'm driving. It's because I always want to make sure that my partner knows that I'm thinking about her and I'm encouraging her and I'm lifting her up no matter what it is she's going through. And that is so true. We need that in our relationships. You need to know that your partner's got your back. No matter what's going on, you're always going to be there supporting them. And more importantly, you're never, ever, ever going to let them fail. I'm never going to let you fail at anything you do. I'm always going to be there with you, always by your side. And I think that's important in a relationship. Another thing I want to talk about is never, ever try to change your partner. When you get into a relationship, you fell in love with them for a reason, right? So don't try to tweak them. Don't try to, change something about them, later on. If you fall in love with them and you give your heart and soul to that relationship, and 6 months down the road, you're like, you know what? I'm tired of this person. Golly, they snore. I just wish, hey, do you mind going and doing this and this? Maybe get one of them devices. No, you fell in love with them for a reason. Don't try to change them. Don't try to change them, right? To me, I think that's so wrong. I think we need to make sure we always love our partner unconditionally. You love them how you fell in love with them. You don't try to change it in time. And you love them for their personality, their character, their heart. And I don't know. I know that might not make sense, but it's what I was feeling. It's like, don't try to change your partner in any way. Another thing I want to talk to you about, men. Never ever walk out of that house without your wedding ring on. I know that might be kind of a little pet peeve for me. I don't like to see men without their wedding rings on. Unless, of course, it's a medical reason, or, now granted, if you work in construction or you work in, medical or something like that, maybe not while you're working. But when you're off of work, you should always have that wedding ring on, because today's times, there's a material for every walk of life, right? No matter what type of, if your hands swell, there's expansion type material now. There's, people who are allergic, to certain metals. There's stuff for that. There's something for everyone, okay? And of course, unless you have a medical condition, which is understandable, and not to wear, during work situations. But when you're not working, I feel like everybody that's married should have a wedding ring on. I think it's a slap in your partner's face if you don't. You're like, well, Blake, we've been married 15, 20 years. We know we're married. But no, the lady at the grocery store who sees you walk by might not know that, and they like, oh, hey, he don't have a wedding ring on, and come in, and try to be sweet to you or whatever. And you're like, well, no, I'm gonna be faithful to my wife. But you never know, because you could be having a rough time with your wife. Y'all could be having a moment, or it could be a moment of weakness. Never put yourself in a position to where that would happen, right? How would you like it if your wife didn't wear her rings and she was out with her friends to a bar or something, and there's lots of single guys around the bar, and you know what I mean? Like, don't put yourself in a position, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is honor your wife. Don't disrespect your relationship and your marriage. You don't get the benefits of being married and come home to a table full of food and have all the intimacy and have all the, all the relationship stuff. But then as soon as you walk out that door, you're a free man, to the other women in the world, right? I mean, to me, don't do that. And I know, guys, you'll probably blow up my emails, and that's all right. I'm just trying to share things that I feel like you should cherish cherish wearing that ring. To me, it's a symbol of your love for your partner. It's a symbol of your relationship and your love for her. And I think when you walk out of that home and you don't have it on, now granted work relies or medical reasons, but any other time I feel like it is a slap in her face, and she should always know you love her, and she should know you're always, she should know that you're proud to be with her at all times, even when you're not with her and you're at the grocery store, you know. So wear your wedding rings or wear something to show that you love that woman, okay? And I know I'm rambling, and I'm so sorry, but I just had these thoughts come to my mind, and I just wanted to share them with you. And so sometimes I'll do those videos where I just kind of ramble. And but thank you for joining me on my little channel. Stay tuned. Hopefully get some more videos here uploaded. And it means so much to me that you're a part of this healing journey with me for 2026. Thank you, guys.